It was a dark and stormy night, and I know that sounds cliché, but that is how the story starts. There is no other way. This story contains monsters, the frightening and the scorned, so listen at your peril, but know that you've been warned. Now back to where we were, if I may set the scene, a story from yours truly, your old friend Jar 19. I was walking around the lab, and feeling somewhat blue, I stepped into my office to find something I could do. Settled deeply into boredom, I sat to contemplate, to build something or to conjure, or find someone to mutate. To create all sorts of creatures and monstrosities galore, a practice I had followed oh so many times before. But as much as I concocted, it now seemed very drab. Naught could free me from this rut as I moped inside the lab. Nestled in my apathy, for motivation I was keen, when there upon the monitors came some movement on the screen. I stared intently for a while, where in the stormy night, a single figure moved about and burned into my sight. An experiment, perhaps, from its chamber broken free, or worse, a thought had come to mind, an intruder on my property. Whatever truth that it may be, I was soon to know, for someone came to visit me, and I would surely go. I shouted out an order, at which the computer did reboot, removing me from out my jar into a glorious mech suit. Composed and fully booted, with the latest laboratory tech, constantly adapting so that all is up to spec. Locked and loaded, feeling sharp, I made my way outside. Whoever was this trespasser, there'd be nowhere they could hide. Unlock the doors and raise the gates, my excitement it did grow. Turn on the floodlights, I declared, it's time to say hello. Stepping out into the rain on the bogged and sodden ground, scanning the expanse of land as the thunder roared around. A bolt of lightning struck the sky and lit the forest clear. A metal suit within a storm was not a good idea. But there, within a flash of light, was a figure in the trees. But now the dark had come again, I could see with little ease. Switching through the settings quick till I found the suit's night vision. With a blip from in the mech, I could now see with much precision. Looking close to where before I'd seen a stranger stand, soon I'd find them once again, and then I'd reprimand. Scanning close with certain care, so as not to miss the cur, and there upon the forest line was a person I confer. This truth had come to much relief, that I had not gone mad. But now what were they doing here? This had me vexed a tad. Introductions are important, as I assumed they must be lost. I must display that I am kind and composed at every cost. "Who the bloody hell are you?" I asked with certain charm, but the stranger did not say a word, which set off an alarm. Several moments passed us by, and neither said a thing. The rain splattered on the ground and tapped the mech suit with a ding. This moment was uncomfortable. It chilled worse than the grave. This person sucks at first impressions, no hello or just a wave. Thinking that they hadn't heard, I stepped forward with intent, when the next new action that occurred had my courage in descent. There, from just behind the trees, a new figure did appear. Then a third and fourth and on, their numbers were unclear. Seeing what I saw ahead, a chill ran through my brine, where there upon the forest edge, a great horde stood in a line. The cold and quiet staring did not help my nerves to soothe, when at a roar of thunder, then towards me they did move. All together they did walk, a great clamour from their feet. I wouldn't say I ran away, it was a tactical retreat. Running back towards the gate, I demand the lab be shut, for whatever this lot planned was bad, and that much was clear cut. Just as the doors were nearing closed, I leapt into the breach, the laboratory sealed shut, and I was now beyond their reach. Just what were they doing here? How'd they find the lab at all? Regardless of this mad event, I was safe behind a wall. Then a bang upon the door, and the metal it did creak. They now were trying to get through, and I could hardly speak. The gateway to the lab did bend, a new entrance I could see. I chose to fight another day, and so further I did flee. I ran throughout the corridors, now wounded by my pride. I'd make a stand inside the lab, and not just run and hide. I needed backup quick and true, for my guards I yell and shout, but as the words did call aloud, the power just cut out. I froze in place and did not speak, my luck I firmly scold, standing still within the dark, a silence did take hold. After moments thinking through what should be my next move, if I could find the armory, then my chances would improve. Walking slowly once again, and alert for any sound, where up ahead I saw a sign of someone moving around. I attempted just to move away, to avoid this unknown plight, but to my horror I could see that now others were in sight. So many shadows moving close, I tried to remain grounded, but pretty soon it became clear that old Jar was now surrounded. They came in closer, moving slow. I had never been so stressed. If I had a heart inside this suit, it would have beaten through my chest. I thought to start the self-destruct and send us all into our doom, but before I could call out the code, a buzz of lights lit up the room. There before my very eyes were a strange but well-known lot, the horror channels from YouTube. I thought I'd lost the plot. Animators, artists, spooky writers and narrators, a great big mix of lovely folks, subscribers and content creators. They stood around just smiling wide, such kindness on each face. I tried to find some foul intent, but there was not a trace. I settled down upon this site, and introductions were soon made. They hoped they hadn't caused a stir, not that I was afraid. They talked about the horror world and all the fun it brought, creating scares forevermore, the joy this truly wrought.
Ooh.
They said that I should join, and how much fun they'd had. To be a part of this great lot, I admit I was too glad. We spoke throughout the night, until morning did appear. We laughed and joked and shared our thoughts, and revelled every great idea. Spend a little time with them, and soon you'll get the hunch. This horror lot are really fun, a truly lovely bunch. All us monsters come together to make the horror genre strong, to find so many just like me, and the place where I belong. For there's nowhere else upon this earth that I would rather be than spending time with you, my friends, my horror family. Good day, I'm Jar19 and thank you for listening. Wow, 100 subscribers, that is absolutely amazing. I know it's a small milestone, but it really does feel good to reach it, and that's all thanks to you for making it happen. I know this creepypasta was a little short, but I thought I would spend a little longer speaking to you here at the end, so I hope that's okay. I had this idea for my first milestone video, as I thought it would be fun to depict how Jar19 entered the horror community, so I hope you enjoyed. I've got some fun plans for my future milestone videos. I think the next one will be 250 subs. Hopefully I'll make it that far. A few well-placed bribes couldn't hurt. I'm having such a wonderful time being a part of the horror community. It's been incredible speaking to so many of you, sharing in ideas and just enjoying one another's company. I'm looking forward to introducing some new ideas and stories for the channel. I'll let you know about those closer to completion. Until then, I'm going to continue with my creepypasta poems and guides to survive, which I hope you'll find entertaining. Halloween is coming up, so there will be a new festive monster for that. Also, Merrymaker will be making a return come Christmas time, so there's something to look forward to. If you haven't heard the first Merrymaker creepypasta, then I would highly recommend listening to it. Thank you all again for being so brilliant. I'm truly grateful for you and your fellowship on my journey to bring monsters to the world. With that in mind, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, then perhaps subscribe, leave a like, and if you're feeling particularly cheeky, maybe even a comment. I do hope that you'll join me again. Stay safe, sleep well, but remember, here we make monsters.